I'm beating the hardest fights in Divinity with no armor in honor mode, which means my save file will get deleted if my whole party dies. But I don't have time to worry about that because I'll be too busy using the most ridiculous, cheesy, or just plain stupid strategies to beat each fight, and no two fights can be the same. You don't need to watch my other videos to enjoy this one, but here's a link to the playlist in case you want to start from the beginning. My first fight will be against Andras, an undead dog that always starts the battle by summoning a giant friend to help him, but maybe not this time. I'm going to break this fight to prevent Andras from being able to summon his undead troll buddy. And all cards on the table, I haven't got a clue why this actually worked, but it did, and that's good enough for me. I decided to build a maze using the most plentiful resource in the area, coffins. I collected coffins from all around the graveyard and set them up so there was a single path Andras could take to get to my party. Then, I cast rain multiple times to cover the floor with water, and I think this decision is what put the nail in the coffin for this fight, just not in the way I was expecting. I had planned to bless the water, which makes it heal anything that moves on it, and in Divinity, undead characters receive damage instead of healing from this effect. So the plan was to have Andras and the undead troll he summons run through the maze, taking massive damage with every step because of the blessed water's healing. Okay, so he's gonna summon the undead troll now. Where did why did he not summon it? He always summons that bone crusher guy. I'm gonna teleport him into the middle of the maze. It looked like he was trying to get to the edge of the water. I wonder if he can't summon his troll on water for some reason. That would be such a weird thing to have programmed in. That's my only working theory right now. Okay, I'm gonna bless all the water because the dog is undead and blessed water heals anything that moves in it. So having it in the middle of the maze, it's gonna have to run in a bunch of blessed water to get out. I was honestly pretty confused about what just happened, but I decided to just push past it and continue the fight. My party members all have a ranged build with the reactive shot ability because I was planning on raining arrows down on my enemies while they ran through the maze. But with only one enemy running through the maze, reactive shot really wasn't going to get used to its full potential. Despite this, I used it anyway, and my party members fire off a few reaction shots onto Andras when he moved in the circles. You can go ahead and consider this fight to be foreshadowing for the rest of the video, because there are a lot of fights in this video that I'm experiencing for my very first time. And despite creating a specific customized strategy for each fight, my careful planning gets replaced by a chaotic scramble that I really hope you'll enjoy as much as I did. Andras ended up summoning a skeleton archer, but it was not strong and it was nothing compared to the giant troll he was supposed to summon, so very easy to take out. And Andras himself got confused about what was going on with the maze and just kind of found a little corner for himself and snarled at me. So I blessed all the water again and I jumped all of my characters in close to finish him off. I'm gonna bounce over to Blood Moon Beach to best some level 15 brutes in battle and bank some experience for my party. I'm level 12 right now, so fighting against level 15 enemies is not a good idea, and the Advocate is a very powerful opponent who I've never fought before and therefore had no idea he was going to turn a vacuum aura on that silences me if I am anywhere near him. I'm going to need to take down the Advocate's allies while staying away from him, or else I won't be able to cast any spells. But thankfully, I'm prepared with the perfect battle strategy for this fight. My party members just graduated from Ninja Bootcamp and they can't wait to put their skills to the test. The Advocate is going to be losing allies left and right as my party executes flawless hit and run attacks that give him and his friends no chance to fight back. The biggest problem that I have in this fight is that the enemies are much level higher than
I feel like I'm losing my mind.
Are much higher level than me, and have way more health and armor than I have in damage. So in order to take enemies out, I'm going to need to be able to attack them multiple turns in a row, but I also need to stay completely safe from their attacks, because just one hit from pretty much anything is going to one-shot my characters. That's why all of my characters are running a scoundrel rogue style build with daggers and chameleon cloak for invisibility. We're going to slip into the fight, do as much damage as we can, and then turn invisible and hide in the shadows while our enemies are unable to target us. But that alone isn't enough to win this fight, because I don't have enough damage to beat my opponents in just 1 or 2 turns of dagger attacks. And that's why all of my characters are running Skin Graft as well. Skin Graft will reset all of my characters' ability cooldowns, allowing my characters to hide in the shadows for multiple turns and get multiple turns of damage off before slipping away from the fight to reset. The goal is to enter the fight to kill 1 enemy and to make a clean getaway. That way, I can slowly whittle down the Advocate's forces until it's just him against us. As long as I don't get overconfident after my first kill, everything should go just fine. Okay, I did a lot of damage to that first enemy, so I might be able to just gank the Advocate. Wait, why am I in combat? What put me into combat? Oh my gosh, did his aura destroy magic armor I don't even have and put me into combat? Oh, I'm so screwed. Oh, he's so dead. The Red Prince is so dead. Oh no, this is the end. I mean, he's definitely dead. I don't even... Oh, there it goes. Oh, so stupid of me. I had a whole plan. I don't wanna let myself down, myself down. I don't wanna let myself down, myself down. With the Advocate's forces completely obliterated, it's time to take the fight to him. Because of my mistake earlier, I knew I needed to get an attack in quick if I wanted a cheap shot from stealth, which I definitely did. Sabeel survived an attack of opportunity only because of death resist, and I had the Red Prince and Lohse both use Backlash to enter the fight, and we're gonna see if we can do enough damage to win this one. Since Sabeel was so hurt already, I had her retreat to a safe distance. Lohse used Ruptured Tendons on the Advocate, and I teleported him a little away, but that wasn't going to stop what was about to happen. I didn't even get close to killing this guy. He's about to butcher us so much. Oh no, all of them are mad. Oh, that's one. Bye, Lohse. Nice try. Oh my, he exploded Lohse's corpse to kill the Red Prince, and Sabeel is mad, so she's coming out of stealth. This is looking a little bit rough, not gonna lie. Good job, Thane, doing what you do best. Alright, I'm gonna have Thane use Time Warp, so he gets another turn after this one because I need more action points, and I'm going to use Resurrection Scrolls to bring Lohse and the Red Prince back to life. Hopefully outside of combat. This should be far enough away that they will be outside combat. So okay, she's out of combat. That's good. Sabeel still has death resist, so he can't kill. Did Lohse join the fight? What was that? Every time he takes damage from Ruptured Tendons, Lohse it thinks Lohse's joining the fight, and then it removes her again. Come on, Sabeel, do big damage. I used Backlash to bring Lohse and the Red Prince back into the fight, and I was finally able to kill the Advocate. Since the Advocate's a level 15 enemy, he dropped level 15 gear, which is drastically stronger than the gear that I've been using so far. And it's definitely going to help me in fights moving forward. But the problem is, if you use gear that's too high level, Divinity gives you a penalty to accuracy that's pretty substantial. But there's a really easy way around this. I just go into my talents and I take the Haymaker talent, which makes it so my attacks never miss, but cannot deal critical strikes. I don't need to deal critical strikes if I'm already hitting way harder than I should be able to. There's also another little gear trick that I've been using most of the run. On Fane, his staff requires intelligence 12 to equip, but I want Fane to have as high of wits as possible because I usually use him to beat my enemy's initiative in combat. So fortunately, the staff that he's using gives +2 to intelligence. If you take the staff off and try to put it back on, you'll find that it's not possible. It says intelligence not high enough, even though I was just using it. All I have to do is respec Fane temporarily to have 12 intelligence, put the staff on, and then respec back down to having 10 intelligence, and because the staff is giving me +2, the weapon stays equipped. The weapon is meeting its own requirement for the stat check. An even easier way to do this, especially if you're out in the field, is to just have a party member use Peace of Mind on you, and you'll get a bonus from Peace of Mind to all your stats. Equip whatever you need before it wears off, and you are good to go. It's time for me to head to the Blackpits, and Divinity fans know that the Blackpits has one of the most chaotic fights in Act 2, and I'm going to make it even more chaotic on purpose. I actually have no idea how this plan is going to work out, but I've been saving something special to add to this fight, and I really hope that it's going to go in my favor. Alright, the first thing I want to do in this fight is I want to get Gwydion Rince to safety, because a lot of people have a hard time getting him to safety, so I just prepared something ahead of time. And honestly, he's been having a rough day. He's been hanging out here in the sun. I bet he's sweating. I would love to be able to just give him a place to hang out in the shade, maybe wash up a bit. And the fight is on, and they don't have my initiative beat, so I get to make the first move. Gwydion Rince isn't actually a weak ally. It's just that this fight really is so chaotic that he just has a very hard time surviving. So I'm gonna reposition him a little bit, but I wanna make sure he's safe when I teleport him. So I'm gonna start off by putting him in cryogenic stasis. And when he wakes up, he'll be in a much better place. I'll send him over here and I'll let my party take care of the rest. Because before this fight started, I went and I found some nice supplies in a house nearby. I went and I found a bunch of different wash tubs. I found 2 wash tubs with a washboard and 2 just regular old wash tubs. And I took them with me and put them right up here on the side of the cliff and positioned them in front of the vine ladder so that if you're at the bottom and want to climb up, you can. But if you're at the top, you can't climb back down. They are blocking the vine ladder. If you're ever wondering if your friends think you need to shower more and they put you up on a cliff and block the only way down with a bunch of wash tubs, I think you'll have your answer. You stink. I teleported Gwydion the rest of the way to safety, then had Fane flee from combat because he has a very important task he needs to accomplish and he can't be in combat to do it. You see, I felt a little guilty about taking Gwydion out of combat. I'm sure the Maggotssss were looking forward to a fight. So I found a suitable replacement. Inside this ancient lamp, there's a very angry Djinn that I'm hoping is angry at everybody, not just me. I found the lamp back when I was level 10 and I've been holding onto it waiting for the right moment, and now's the time. Okay, so the Djinn is one of the enemies I've actually never fought in Act 2, so I'm really hoping that it's hostile to everything, not just me, because if I bring another enemy onto the battlefield, I mean, he's definitely hostile to me. At least I have his initiative beat so I can try and get out of the way and see if he fights the Maggotssss. Let's see, he's immune to water, weak to earth, he's got 50% physical resistance, a lot of health. It's pretty strong. All right, let's see what he does. I'm standing invisible out of the way. Oh, please don't hit me with rain. Okay, he didn't hit me. Oh yeah, yes. Yeah, all right, this is awesome. I'm so happy about this. I really had no idea if the Djinn was going to actually fight the Maggotssss or not, but this is perfect. I can just have my party hang out with Gwydion up here on the high ground, trying to convince him to hop in the bath. I can let the Djinn start taking out the Maggotssss for me. Part of what makes this fight so chaotic is that Gwydion will eventually use a source magic ability, and when he does, it summons a ton of Voidwoken into the fight. As luck would have it, the Djinn was hostile to the Voidwoken as well, and was just jumping around the battlefield, doing massive amounts of damage to them. I really couldn't be happier. And the Voidwoken seemed more interested in trying to go fight against the Djinn than against me. So this fight is off to a very good start. I'm so glad that I didn't just make an extra powerful enemy to fight against, because that guy looks pretty strong. Since the Djinn had pretty much wiped out the Magisters before the Voidwoken got to the fight, I thought I would go over and open the gate to bring in some reinforcements, because I'm really just trying to make this fight have as many participants as possible and be as chaotic as possible. So I opened the gate up and I went ahead and teleported the Magister over so that he'd be close enough to join the fight. He didn't actually even get mad at me. These Magisters don't know that I've slaughtered some of their friends and that I'm a sorcerer, so they're neutral. And the Djinn continued the fight, going after the Voidwoken and the Magister, while the Magister, it was literally just a three-way fight that I was watching from the cliffside.
Banish me, never to be seen, to a place where the air's always filled with screams, so hot that the land only grows weeds, a place filled with demons and ghosts, tumbleweeds, betrayed by some comrades, head too brute, I'ma get you all back. It's not if, no it's when. Better watch out, cause I'm coming for revenge. I'ma train hard, I'ma go far, I will learn with every new scar. Got a cold heart, yeah I'm feeling arc. Enemies give me energy from the start. Got an addiction to winning, so I will work till I get it. The sweat is dripping, I'm in it, I'll never stop till I finish. I'm feeling demons possessing, they took a hold of my vessel. The energy of the devil, yeah. A new man, a new me. Better watch out, you ain't never seen a beast. I don't know he's in control, he could beat me. Got a chip on his shoulder and he got some sharp teeth. Anyone in my way, and anyone who betrayed, anyone I have to face, I'll wipe them out like the plague.
With less enemies on the field, the Djinn eventually made its way over to my party on the cliffside, and since we had the high ground, it was pretty easy to take out its physical armor and follow it up with a battle stomp to knock him down and make him lose his turn. Gwydion decided to lend some aid and hit him with a massive chain lightning, but I have a few critiques on his aim for that dazzling bolt. Could have been a little better. To finish the Djinn off, I had Fane teleport him up top, use Adrenaline to get more action points, Skin Graft to reset his teleport ability, and teleport one more time for the glory. Yeah, Fane, I just said that. Fine. After wrapping up the rest of the fight, I headed over to Grog the Troll and tried to cross his bridge without paying the troll toll. Experienced Divinity players can look at my hotbar right now and think they know exactly where this fight is headed. But I actually have an ambitious goal in mind that Grog is going to help me achieve before I'll allow him to die. Grog is the perfect helper for this strategy because he's slow and he's got a lot of health. I'm going to use Grog as a pincushion while I abuse an infinite turn exploit with my teleporter pyramids. And I'm going to turn my infinite turns into infinite totems that will fire at Grog automatically. If I want to kill Grog with this method, I'm going to need a massive number of totems to shoot at him. What do you mean I already used the strategy? I used it in Act 1? That was totally different. That wasn't even on a bridge and there were 0 trolls involved. You better have a good lawyer if you're going to slander my good name with baseless accusations. Yeah, maybe show me some evidence next time.
Infinite turns to summon infinite totems.
Oh. Huh. Well, I've kind of already started, but that's fine. I know how to bring this back. Be right back. Okay, that should do it. I guarantee the fight will be completely different now. So anyways, the way this infinite turn exploit works is I just have Fane flee from combat, then immediately teleport back in with the teleporter pyramid. Then Lavaaaaa will summon a totem, flee from combat, and teleport back with her pyramid. I can do this as long as I want, and my enemy will never get another turn. So I used this exploit over and over again until I had completely surrounded Lavaaaaa and Fane with totems. But we need to check in on the Red Prince real quick, because that's a lot of status effects he's racked up. While Fane and Lohse were playing with the teleporter pyramids, the Red Prince had an assignment of his own. His assignment was to survive a round of combat against Alice Elysion, another powerful enemy I've never fought before, and I really thought my first strategy was going to work. So Alice obviously uses fire magic, so I'm going to use Flaming Skin. Flaming Skin gives me 100% resistance to fire damage, so she shouldn't be able to hurt me at all, but I still use the Red Prince just in case because he has extra fire resistance, and I took the Demon talent. That's a lot of resistance debuffs. That's 50%, 15. I'm dead, aren't I? Oh my goodness. It didn't go very well at all. I just got butchered. I had so much fire resistance going into this. That was a big fail. Since Fane and Lohse are busy, I brought Sabile over to revive the Red Prince, and luckily she was able to stay far enough away to avoid starting a new combat. When the fight started, I noticed Alice had received a new status effect, giving her plus 100% water resistance, which is pretty irritating because my whole plan for this fight involved blasting her with water spells. Which is still the plan. I'm going through with it. I'm just not sure if it's going to work as well as I was hoping for. I had the Red Prince start combat again, but I had Sabile give him death resist this time since Alice had just killed my shining lights when I tried to resist her fire damage. Since all the enemies have taken their turns in the fight over at Alice, I am now safe to enter the fight with Lohse. And Lohse is going to enter this fight with an enormous damage buff because she is at almost 0 HP, making Death Wish give her a 99% damage boost because it boosts damage based on the missing health of my character. Additionally, I'm using Thick of the Fight to give myself a 10% damage boost for every nearby character or totem. And there's a lot of totems right here. So I'm getting a 380% damage boost from Thick of the Fight. I'm going to attempt to nuke Alice in a single turn. So I use Adrenaline to get back up to 6 action points, and I use my teleporter pyramid to teleport over to the Red Prince. Something kind of unexpected happened here, which is the two fight timelines actually got merged. It's the Red Prince's turn, but all of the totems from the other fight and Grog the Troll got put into this fight, even though they are very far away from each other. But I didn't have time to worry about that, so I had the Red Prince throw a water balloon at Lohse's feet so that her elemental affinity talent will make her spells cost less. The totems took their turn, and then Grog came over and just butchered a bunch of them, but that's okay. They've done their job. I decided to wrap up the fight with Grog before going over to handle Alice's fight. So I had Fane make himself resist death and then chug a bunch of health potions. Since he's undead, these do damage to him instead of healing him. Once I got his health down to about as low as I could get it, because the health potions were calculating kind of weird as far as how much damage they did to him. I had to drink 3. Anyways, I use a spell that swaps my vitality percentage with Grog the Troll's, and I'm at like 1%. So basically, I took Grog the Troll from as much health as he had down to virtually nothing, making it easy for the totems to finish him off with a couple quick shots. Now all Lohse needs to do is just blast Alice with all of her amped up water spells. Look, Global Cooling's doing 600, Winter Blast doing 1,300. These spells are so amped up. They're able to hit so hard right now. So hopefully I'll be able to take her down in a single turn. Yeah, I really think this should work. I have the setup all taken care of. I can use Skin Graft to get Adrenaline back so I get a few more action points, and I'll do that after I cast some of the low action point abilities. I think I'll start with Global Cooling because that will take out all of her totems. Then I will start blasting her personally and see if I can get... What happened? She has Retribution. I forgot she has Retribution. That was so much work. That took so long to set up. Why is this happening? No. Oh my gosh. I even had Sabile here. She knows living on the edge. I could have given Lohse death resist. What? Where is Alice even going? The fight should be over for Alice. She's so far away from Fane right now. Why is she still trying to path over there? That's way too far. Did the combat, like, tether range get maxed? I don't know what's happening right now. Since this is honor mode, the game saved as soon as Lohse died, so there's no going back. I can't go back to a previous save and do the fight right. And I'm calling it right now. That doesn't count. I get to use totems to power somebody up again. I'm locking that in. That's official. But from here, I didn't really have any choice other than to try to make the most of the situation. And the situation was that for some reason, the combat tether zone that made us stay in combat with each other was massive. So I figured the best way to take advantage of that would be to do this. The Paladin should be able to handle Alice. There's a lot of them here, and they are much stronger than the Maggotssss are. So I think it's likely that this absurd fight is coming to an end. And I have no idea how I'm going to edit the video to show the absurdity of this fight without making it insanely long. Alright, I had way too much fun editing that, and I have no idea if it's good or not, but it's going in the video. You're hearing me talking right now. Thanks so much for sticking with it if you hated it. I used cryogenic stasis on Fane and Lohse so that they could just hang out right here in the thick of the fight and watch the Paladins battle it out with Alice. But Alice really didn't stand a chance against the Paladins. She did use Charm on one of them, but they just hit her hard with healing spells, with arrows, and they took her down so easily. So bringing her here was definitely the right call. I'm going to use my Big Bomba Blaster to massively overkill the Harbinger of Doom. I already called it earlier. My attempt against Alice didn't count, so that's locked in. I started stacking corpses all in one location, then summoned a massive amount of totems, cranked my damage up to God tier levels, and prepared for detonation. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Detonate. I had finally gotten the Big Bomba Blaster that I had been waiting for, and it was so worth it. That did over 45,000 damage in a single spell. I couldn't be happier. I finished up the rest of the fight with some more empowered spells, and most of it's pretty uneventful, so I'll skip past it, but I got the Big Bomba Blaster, and that's all that matters. To thank Marg for letting me charge up Lohse's damage, I came back to the bridge to pay the troll toll. But Marg was still pretty upset, so I trapped him in a cage of invulnerable chests so he could calm down, and then I cast a Soothing Rain ability so I could help him cool off even more. It didn't work, and so I thought, that other troll Grog liked poison, so, maybe I try contaminating the water and see if that helps at all, but no, Marg hated that even more. And tried to explode me, if you can believe it. So anyways, I decided to be the bigger person and just walked away. When you have as much emotional maturity as I do, you no longer feel the need to engage in petty arguments to prove, who's right and who's wrong, or even, oh no, what's happening? Oh, it must be the demon that's possessing Lohse. Oh, it took over and it's trying to kill Marg. Quick, somebody stop me. Oh no, oh, what a tragedy. Oh, he died doing what he loved, standing on a bridge.
I love my bridge.
I'll tell you what, I'll compose a song to commemorate his memory, and I'll sing it at the end of the video. It's the only way to make up for what that foul demon made Lavaaaaa do. So devious. I've never fought the Abomination before, so I scouted the fight and saw it was weak to earth and poison damage, so I rebuilt my characters using the Geomancer tree. I decided to have the Abomination fight against a couple Abominations of my own, which is why I'm going to summon the Hungry Flower to fight for me. When the fight started, the Abomination brought a bunch of wolves into the fight that I was not expecting, so to even the odds, I summoned 2 more Hungry Flowers. I can tell you right now that I don't know what any of the Abomination's abilities are or what it can do, because it spent the first turn walking, its second turn petrified, and died before its third turn, because these Hungry Flowers do so much damage. You should also be able to notice that I've been leaving a character out of most of the fights for a while now. That's because these battles are all completely new to me, and I am terrified of losing my save file, because this video series has been really fun to make. I have never stepped foot in Act 3 or even seen any gameplay footage of it, so at the end of the video I'm going to ask if you have any opinions on how you think I should proceed with this series. I wasn't originally planning to include this fight in the video, but I thought it was amusing that the Maggotssss had 2 jars of mind maggots just sitting on the shelf right here, and I decided to take advantage of it. As far as I know, jars of mind maggots are somewhat rare, and for good reason. If you open crafting and combine a jar of mind maggots with an empty grenade, it turns into a mind maggot grenade that has an insanely large area of effect that charms enemies to fight on my team for 4 turns. So don't mind me, boys. Just gonna pick up your jar here, shove these nasty critters into a grenade. Hang on a second, I'll be right with you. There we go. All right, you all look like you need to work something out, so I'm gonna just block the door and give you some alone time. Once the Maggotssss were basically done murdering each other, I swooped in at the last moment for the experience and finished the rest of them off. There's 2 more fights in this video, and they are big ones. But first, I turned on animal empathy because I'm really getting tired of respecing to pet pals. This took a really long time to set up, but I'm excited, so I'm gonna just let you watch it. I'm just gonna have the Red Prince light the fuse. This has been such a fail. What is happening? There's nothing for it to even be exploding back on. It's just like going all the way back to where it started. It's going past where it started? What is happening? I genuinely have no idea what's going on right now. The entire explosion reverberated all the way back to where it started and then just kept going. I don't know what's going on. I do know that I super omega failed at trying to explode the boss with oil barrels. The only thing that died was me. Fane is the only character that died in this. Oh my goodness. It's such a fail. I don't even know what to do right now because I didn't have a backup plan. I thought for sure she was going to die to that many oil barrels. Her magic armor's depleted, but she has like full health. Oh my gosh. So Fane actually does have Dominate Mind, and since her magic armor got destroyed, it looks like that's my best option here. So I'm gonna use Dominate Mind on the boss and then let her kill all of her little wolves, and hopefully this works out. But Yet another miserable fail in fight attempts. I think this video has more fails than successes. Charming the Eternal Aetera actually worked out really well. She absolutely butchered her wolves during the time that she was charmed, and they did a lot of damage back to her, so the fight actually ended up being really easy, even though I was extremely disappointed with the way it went. So many oil barrels on the ground. Okay, gotta move on. Can't dwell on it forever. For the last fight in this video, I decided to have some fun with the terrain manipulation spell and put lava under my enemy's feet. But no, I'm not going to fight Jehan. He's part of Lohse's backstory, and it didn't feel right to kill him with Lohse in the party. I actually moved the lava all the way to the center of Blood Moon Island, where there's a creepy ritual taking place, and as part of the ritual, my enemies were casting Shackles of Pain on each other, which makes it so any damage the caster takes gets passed on to the other character as well. I figured if they were going to do most of the work for me, I might as well clean up the fight quick and easy by getting 2 double kills with lava. The only thing left to do in this video now is to sing a song to honor a certain troll who was taken from us too soon. I haven't played past this part in the game at all, so here's a few options I'm considering for how to proceed from here. Let me know what your opinion is, and subscribe to my channel before you watch the troll song, because this might be the most embarrassing thing I've ever created, and I feel like you won't want to hit the subscribe button after watching it.
Life is good. Nothing better than being your own boss in life.
This song goes out to a special troll named Marge. I just found a big fat troll, but I don't wanna pay his toll, so I'm gonna walk away. There's nothing left to say, but then a demon seized control, and I don't feel responsible for choking Marge with poison gas and slowly melting off his ass. He can go touch grass. Don't think of this song as an apology, I'm just explaining how the situation came to be. If I stop the song now, you'll probably think I'm mean, so I'll add another verse, tangerine. Please raise your cup for one hell of a toast. A bridge so fine, but Marge would never boast. Humble on his bridge and a passionate lover. Marge is super dead and he'll never recover. Marge is super dead and he'll never recover. Marge is super dead, he's a passionate lover. Passionate lover, passionate lover. Marge is so dead and he'll never recover. Marge is super dead and he'll never recover. Marge is the most passionate lover.
I love my bridge.
I can't believe I put that in the video. Have mercy on me in the comment section. A lot of my YouTube channel is stepping outside my comfort zone, so you guys can definitely bully me into never doing a song again. It would be easy. Bye.